Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to J3 Entertainment, where you get them fire reviews. You guys should know who I am, but if you don't, I am J3. And I got a special guest in the building. Somebody new to the channel. My homeboy is in the building. DQ. Let them know who you are.
I'm an upcoming R&B star. You know what I'm saying? I got an album coming out. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. But seriously, y'all, DQ, like my man said. What up, Jay?
What up, bro?
We here go ahead and review a movie that I brought to his attention. So, let's get started.
Yeah, give a little rundown about DQ. Me and him always rapping about some movies and talking about sports and all stuff like that. And I was like, yo, come through. Let the people know you got something to say. So, all right. If you're new to the channel, I like to review films. Like, I talk about the good and I talk about the bad. And then we give a grade. So, let's have fun with Outside the Wire, starring Anthony Mackie and Damon Idris.
Yes,
I hope I didn't butcher his name. I know I didn't butcher Idris because everybody know Idris Elba.
Oh man, of
course.
But
I hope I didn't butcher his first name, But
no, we good. I mean, if you guys don't know who that is, my man stars in Snowfall. I know a lot of y'all seen Snowfall.
That's John Singleton.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
Rest in peace, John Singleton.
Man, rest in peace. Also, rest in peace, Kobe, Gigi. Special day today. Can't forget about them.
Yeah.
So
it's been a whole year.
Man, I know. I remember we was at work when it happened. That was crazy.
I was at home, sleep. I hate getting bad news waking up. But anyway, let's get on the good tip. I don't want to feel some type of way.
Right.
You want to start with the good or the bad?
We can start with the good.
Let's start with the good.
Start with the good.
Word. You a guest?
Okay.
Go ahead and do your thing, man.
Oh man, so let's start at the beginning, right? I think the beginning of the movie was pretty nice. It was pretty cool. We're not gonna do no spoilers on this one. I'm not gonna go there with you guys. I like the fact that Lieutenant Hart, he had to make a judgment call, and that judgment call, if you ask me, once y'all see the movie, you guys can go ahead and comment down below your own opinion. But if you ask me, that judgment call was the right decision to make.
Yeah.
So I think as far as the storytelling was good around that part. I mean, it's war. Sometimes you're gonna have to make that tough decision. And sometimes one situation leads to another, hence why my man went to Captain Leo.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about that decision?
Well, one of the good things about it is, for me, like, it's different because technically the story wasn't a good part for me. So I'll run it as far as, I know what you're saying with the story. Mr. Idris, I'll say Mr. Idris because I think I'm butchering his name, but I'll say Mr. Idris. He plays a character named Harper, and he's a drone pilot.
Yep.
So he had a decision to make, like, yo, either I save 38 and lose 2, or I get the chance, let the sergeant have an opportunity to get the 40. But it's a good chance you might not come out all alive. And he took that on his own, which he broke protocol, and he didn't listen to his superior. And I understand all the aspects of it, but I just felt that, honestly, I think that was written wrong. That would go as far as one of my bads.
Okay.
But the good part about this movie for me, honestly, it was Anthony Mackie. I think we don't give Anthony Mackie enough credit. Anthony Mackie is a very underrated actor, and sometimes he plays these characters that we don't idolize or envy, but he does a good job when he comes on the screen. I've never seen Anthony Mackie the only time I've seen Anthony Mackie not do anything and was just kind of a ploy is in 8 Mile. Papa Doc, baby. He didn't say nothing, man. He didn't do nothing.
Hey, man.
He was just there with braids. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, did he have braids in that movie?
I don't remember.
But
man.
He's a Detroit dude, you know what I mean? So that's the only time I see Anthony Mackie not do something. But I've always seen him in so many films, like She Hates Me and
he's good and She Hates Me.
Bruh, how you walk in and you see your girl getting her cheek bashed out by another girl? That's crazy, man. He had the roses. It was dope. Spike Lee joint. But he's always done a good job coming in. This time watching this movie as Captain Leo, he had a Jamie Foxx effect with me. because I couldn't take him that serious.
Right.
The first introduction of him was like, no.
I don't know,
You're
man.
Falcon.
Yeah, so I give you that, right? So when he was first introduced, I kind of was like, man, I couldn't see it either. I saw the same thing. I saw Falcon. And I was like, I don't know if this movie's gonna work for me, right? But I see the Jamie Foxx you're talking about, especially. We're not gonna go too deep into it, but when they're in the car,
Yeah,
and I see that,
and it's like when you find out about who he really is and what he is, then it takes the ease off the eyes. Because when I'm thinking you're a captain, I'm like, okay, you're this soldier, you did all this and that, but I've seen you in Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, I've seen you in Falcon doing the same 2-gun shoot, and you do a good job at it, but it didn't work for me knowing that you was a captain, saying you went through all these battle stages, you did all this. But when I found out you was like a hybrid android, then I was like, cool. I roll with this. I like this now. So I think one of my pros is just Anthony Mackie in general. I think he did a good job. And I just couldn't, I couldn't buy him as a captain, but for the most part, an android hybrid, I roll with it. I thought that. What else you liked about the movie?
Man, you might hate it. I don't know. You can give your own opinion, but I kind of thought the action was right for this particular movie. Like, I didn't think it was great. I didn't think it was top notch. Like, if we had to go ahead and put it on a grading scale, I would give it a C. I think it was decent coming from this particular movie.
It was a Netflix film.
That's what I'm saying, right? So, I didn't expect much going into it because it's a Netflix film. They're getting better, though.
Oh, yeah, they're getting better.
But I thought the action was right where it should be based upon where Netflix is with their films. So
makes sense.
I like that. I'm not going to knock them on that. So I'm going to go ahead and bump that to my good side.
One of the things that I like when it comes into the acting was the slight directing when it came to action. And it was some of the situations when you watch Captain Leo fight, which I thought was very unique because he will speed up. Slight direction. Like, a lot of people don't do that when they direct action scenes when you're dealing with androids and robots and mechanical things that have a certain type of strength and speed. Right. So every time he'll do something, he'll speed up with it. Like, oh, I'm like, oh, okay. That makes logical sense. This is an android fighting, not Darth Vader walking. Right. So he's moving faster. General Grievous type stuff. You know what I mean? Like, he's in there moving at it. So I really F with that when it came to this movie. Those parts of the action, I was cool. I didn't really, I like the robots.
The Gimps?
Yeah, they had them eyes, bro. They was coming in. I was like, yo, that looks good. The CG was pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good CG.
I messed with the CG. The Gimps, man, they was crazy. Not going to spoil it, but one side, they Gimps was looking kind of iffy, though.
Oh, but they can rest and come up and like, yo, they was doing their thing.
They was looking kind of iffy, but they did do their thing when they rest and they did what they had to do. I ain't trying to spoil nothing, but they did what they had to do. They just looked kind of like, I don't know.
Raggedy.
Yeah, exactly.
What else you like, man? That's it? Or
No. So, another thing I like was kind of the character development for Lieutenant Hart, right? I feel like I'm not a military man, so I might come off as disrespectful. I don't know. But I don't think everybody in the military, has the same training. So I don't think you could send I don't want to spoil nothing, but I don't think you.
No, he's a pilot. He's a drone pilot, and no, I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Those are those type of things. Like,
he's a drone pilot. He's not a boot on the ground, so he doesn't have that same training. So I like the fact that they kept it like that, versus him being with Captain Leo, and then now all of a sudden Lieutenant Hart. He the man on the ground. He can do his thing too. He can handle his own. So he couldn't.
He kept the same energy.
Exactly. They kept the same energy when it came to Lieutenant Hart, and that's one thing I did like versus switch it up. So some movies that switch it up, and now all of a sudden this man got all the training in the world. And you're like, yo, where'd that come from?
Yeah.
So I like that.
This book I read. For me, I don't know. I'm probably done with my goods, man. Yeah, I'm probably I'm done. You got any more goods or?
Not necessarily without spoiling it.
Let's get into the bag.
Oh man.
Let me start. One of the bad things has to do with the development of Lieutenant Harp. I thought that his acting was subpar. I felt that he wasn't believable. Even though we're in the future, was it 2036?
2036.
He wasn't a believable soldier. He had the sweating and the nervous down pack. But when it came to holding guns, and I agree, some people don't have a certain training, but I do know people that are in the military, and I do know people who are that work at the desk and things like that in the military. They still get the exact same training, and I didn't like the fact that he carried a gun around and people are getting shot and he's scared. And granted, I get it. He's never been on the battlefield, but at the same time, this is 2036. The world is totally different. So there is some type of, you go into war mode no matter what you do. And he just felt like a civilian sitting there, bro. He was just in the way to me. And he cussed. His cursing was never on time. It was trash cursing for me. It was like, yo, that's not how you curse, which makes his acting subpar. It's certain things when you say stuff like shut the F up, things like that, or BS, or bitch please, there's a certain time that you have to do to make it complete. You can either make it really corny, it could be hilarious, or mean something. And every time he cursed, it was very corny because it didn't feel organic.
Okay.
You can tell he was reading a script to say curse right here. But when you curse, there's a certain way of it that you're supposed to curse. Like when you, like, for instance, I'll use an exact thing. Luke Cage, when Cottonmouth, he was like, you think you some type of Captain America? Nigga, please. It was spot on perfect.
Right.
And then when old boy was like, Carl, I'm your brother, nigga. It was like, no, that sounds corny. You did it wrong. It's supposed to be like, Carl, bring your bitch ass over here, nigga. Like, oh, it works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's certain cursing, and his cursing felt immature and premature, and it just wasn't working for me. And he sounded fake.
Do you think that could be from the fact that he's not from here?
No.
Okay.
No.
So just bad acting.
Because Daniel Kula is out there doing it, bro.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Is that, I mean,
okay.
What's his name? He played Plaque on Four Brothers. He doing it, bro. Like, come on. It has nothing to do with culture or where you from. It's just timing.
Okay.
You got to learn how to curse.
All right.
You got to learn how to curse. Some people got to learn how to curse. They don't know how to curse.
I'll give you that. A lot of times I looked at it from maybe a different perspective as far as like the acting goes. I thought his acting was spot on with his character. I just felt like it was more like he was, you go into, and when it comes to war and fighting and things of that nature, you go into your fight or flight. And I think he always went into flight mode.
But if you look at his certain situations, like the picture they showed of his girl.
Yeah.
He obviously had a around the way girl. He was a brother from USA.
Right.
It didn't work. Like, his character just didn't work. He wasn't, the way they designed the character to me and the way he was presented and his acting skills on that character. I haven't seen him on Snowfall, but I'm pretty sure John Singleton lines him up correctly to the LA life.
Oh, most definitely. I've seen it.
This movie,
yeah, most definitely.
He wasn't lined up. It was off. It was off. Like, yo, that's not how you act, yo. Kind of like how a boy is the RZA on the Wu-Tang. He's from Carson. Man, I'm out here doing it, RZA, it's like, shut up. He
not from Mark Carson.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he not from
so
Mark Carson.
You get it. It's like it's a certain connection that just dropped off, and Anthony Mackie is giving and giving, and he's not. And Anthony Mackie's a robot. It's just like, yo, it doesn't make sense. But that's pretty much the bad part about it. I thought that, what you got that's bad?
Oh man, y'all gonna hate me. So I thought the villain was repetitive, right? In a sense of, I feel like I've seen this villain before.
You always see that villain.
Exactly. You always see this villain.
And they're from Russia.
Man, like, why he couldn't be from somewhere else? why the villain always want to do what they want to do. Like, it's not a spoiler. I ain't trying to spoil nothing, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that's always their end goal.
It's easy to blame Russia for some reason.
Man,
it's messed up, as a matter of fact.
And then,
but we know they got nuclear weapons and stuff and all that kind of jazz, so they kind of run with it. But no, the villain was subpar.
And then on top of that, the villain had, I don't know if this is gonna count as a spoiler or not, so I'm gonna say it anyway. Spoiler alert. You might want to go like 10, 15 seconds and fast forward. The villain only had like 5-minute movie time. I wasn't feeling that. I didn't know who the villain was.
Well, the villain was a myth.
Yeah,
the villain was supposed to be this mysterious ghost. And I think they did a good job as making him a ghost. It's just like every other movie for me, and I think that's also a con, because the villain did not hold up his part of his part of the script. Like, we're waiting for this villain to come, and we get nothing. Like, those are the bad sides. I think, honestly, when you think about it, the script is not all there. I understand it, I get it, but the best part of the whole movie, honestly, is the star, Anthony Mackie. He's the best part of the whole movie. He puts in his action work. He's a clone of Captain America. He does Captain America things, and it's refreshing seeing it because we miss Cap, and Falcon's doing it. So I'm with it, but then the rest of the script, you know what I mean, and the CG I thought was pretty good. For a Netflix flick, that was pretty good, but the directing was okay. The story was, and the rest of the actors and the villain and stuff just wasn't there for me.
Not at all. Not at all. One other thing that I didn't like, and this also might be a spoiler, it's maybe not a major point to a lot of people, but I didn't like the reasoning behind why Anthony Mackie's face was chosen.
I thought that was unique.
I wasn't feeling it because I feel some type of way about how the world sees
people of color.
Yeah, people of color, and I don't think they see us as that way. So I kind of had an issue with that. I didn't let it affect my review or anything like that. I still watched the movie, still carried on with it, but I definitely did not like that. And that was one thing that I definitely wanted to mention. I didn't like that because if that was the case and they did see us like that, there'd be a lot of change happening now. There would have been, first of all, we wouldn't have to go through change because it would be different already.
But it's in 2036.
And that's what I was going to say. Maybe by then we get to that point. Hopefully. Right? But
we hope.
We're going to have to wait and see.
We hope. With that said, I ain't got no more bad. It was an 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
It kept me going. I didn't get sleepy watching it. I don't even think I yawned, and I watched it late. Yeah. What do you give this movie, man?
If I had to give it a grade, you know.
Yeah, you do. That's why I asked.
No, I'm saying like grade versus a number.
Give it a grade.
If I had to give it a grade, I'm going C-.
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 I'm going to second that. This movie is definitely a C-. It almost got a D+ for me, but because I did enjoy Anthony Mackie in here, and it was fun seeing him play this android, and it also sparked my mind as far as creating a new character. I like to write, so it did do that, and that's always a good thing. If it sparks me, it's like, yo, I can do that. Okay, what's up? So C- for me too, bro.
Yeah, man. I agree. Anthony Mackie was for sure like the shining point of this movie.
Besides his skin being greasy, yeah.
But the rest of the movie definitely needed some work. It wasn't the best. I like the direction Netflix is going.
Oh, yeah.
And I think they have 70 movies supposed to be coming out this year. Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to a lot of other movies Netflix has that's going to put out, the second version, sequels, and things of that nature. So, I don't know, man. Hopefully Netflix sees this. They listening. I hope y'all watching. Follow this review.
I want to thank my boy DQ for coming through.
Yes, sir.
If you're new to the channel, push that subscribe button, thumbs this video up, and do not forget to share Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. If you guys seen this film, put in the comments down below. Let us know what you thought about it. Is it a yay or is it a nay? Did you feel it? What did you like about it? What you didn't like about it? I want to know. I'm J3,
I'm DQ.
and we out.
Peace.